Greg. He is a nurse. And so you would think at the beginning of the film, oh, what a forward and progressive film. Now the premise of the film is that Greg is going to meet his girlfriend's family for the first time. His girlfriend's name is Pam. And the men of Pam's family have real man jobs. Like her dad is a CIA operative and her brother is a doctor, the real man's medical profession. And you come to find out by the end of the film that Greg's being a nurse is just another blunder in front of this girlfriend's family. It's another joke, another thing to be made fun of, alongside his claim that he's milked a cat, you know, that famous case in that famous, yeah. So it's just another way to make fun of this guy, that he's a nurse. And so pink-collar jobs seem to be off limits to men who define manhood as the opposite of womanhood. And even churches are becoming afraid to be too feminine. Some evangelical pastors are very concerned that there are not very many young men in their churches. And there's this fear that they might become a pink-collar church, pink-collar activity. So, some churches have started trying to make church seem more manly. And they've done this by offering what's called mixed martial arts in the church. Mixed martial arts is a very violent sport that a decade ago was banned in every state, and now it's in churches. So for these church leaders, the church needs to man up. It needs to emphasize manliness. Love and compassion are simply too feminine for today's man. Well, when love and compassion, and therefore the gospel of Jesus Christ, is too pink-collar for the church and too soft for Christian men, we know we are facing a crisis of manliness in this culture. Instead of fight clubs in our churches, what we need today are role models to usher us into this new era. If not, the crisis of manliness will just fester and fester to who knows what end. Michael Kimmel, who's the author of the book Manhood in America, writes about the battle of manliness in the presidential campaign of 1840, when Martin Van Buren lost to William Henry Harrison, who ran the first dirty and vacuous American campaign, to effectively portray Van Buren as an effeminate European. By the end of the campaign, Harrison was so hyped up on his own masculine hype about himself that, like a little boy willfully disobeying his mother, he masculinely refused to wear an overcoat to his own inauguration, which happened to be a day of record low temperatures. And the result of his incredibly manly shivering was that he caught pneumonia and died just a month into his presidency. And for Kimmel, President Harrison's story is a warning for today's misguided manliness. Harrison's could easily become the story of today's lost men. Those men who foolishly hang on to expired and never fresh definitions of manliness are doomed to hurt themselves and the communities that they would serve. What this generation needs is not more apprentices for Donald Trump or ultimate fighting champions for Jesus. But what we need is media and role models to show us how to be heroic in an age of equality. We need brave cowboys who blaze the frontier of raising kids at home. We need valiant heroes who treat women in their workplace with respect. We need glamorous James Bonds who settle down, vacuum, cook, and wash dishes with their equally glamorous partners and are happier and healthier because of it. We need great warriors who fight for our kids' education in elementary school classrooms and who fight for our lives at hospital bedsides. And we need courageous princes who are emotionally present and who make compromises to be in community with men, women, kids, and people of all nations, races, and sexualities. We need a manhood that is the opposite of childhood, not the opposite of womanhood. We need a mature and honorable human being who, as Paul said, has put an end to childish ways. And as a church, we must greet this new age, not with competition and exclusion, but with optimism and dignity. Because the story of our scriptures is one that favors reconciliation over exile, liberation over captivity, and the new creation over the old that has passed away. So take heart, man up, and venture out for this new day, this new beginning. Amen.